4 of Write On, Portland District Library's new creative writing club. How are you guys feeling after 3 full weeks of practicing your writing skills, tackling some new creative writing prompts? I feel like things might start to feel a little bit easier for you guys. Maybe you're finding that all of the who, what, where, when, and whys I'm having you fill out before you start your stories are starting to get a little bit easier to fill in. Maybe you found that you don't have to use your story cubes as much as you did maybe in weeks 2 or 3. So yeah, it's just exciting to see how you guys are feeling and if you think that your writing skills are getting any better after just a few weeks of practicing. Last week we worked on 3 whole minutes of free writing as our warm-up activity. Again, I hope that you guys are finding that that's feeling a little bit easier to do and that you're not judging yourself while you're writing, because again, it's just about writing whatever's on your mind at the time and not being too critical of yourself, just to get things off of your mind and onto paper. And then I read some of my 1-sentence stories that I wrote for week 2, and I read you guys a prompt, and that prompt was, you find a magical map in your attic. The map shows the location of a moving target. One day, that target appears in your backyard. Now, I hope you guys had some fun trying to figure out where that story went. Maybe you found that you wrote a good, 2 or 3 paragraph story. Maybe your story ended up being 3 or 4 pages in your notebook. Either way, no matter how long your story ended up, congrats on finishing a story. Again, short stories take all different forms. There's all different sizes, lengths of short stories, so no matter what length your short story ended up being, kudos to you for finishing one. The supplies that you're going to need today, we are going to be using the wonderful story cubes that we built. We're going to be using these at the end of today, and again, if you feel like you don't need them anymore, then you don't have to use them. You will also need 1 of 2 writing utensils. So if you're a pencil lover, then grab your pencil, and if you like writing with pens, go ahead and grab that pen of yours. And we will also need our trusty composition notebook, so make sure you have that ready to go today. And we are going to jump right into our warm-up activity for today. For our warm-up activity today, we are going to be doing more free writing. So I think we're going to continue this trend of free writing for this week and then the last 2 weeks of this session. And then next month, when our second session starts in January, we are going to try something different for the warm-up activity. So today, I'm going to challenge you to 5 minutes of free writing. And again, free writing is a form of, you guessed it, personal writing. And can anyone guess or remind us of what personal writing is meant to be? What does it stand for? Anybody remember? Remembering and sharing. So again, personal writing is when you're remembering things that have happened to you and sharing those things with other people, so things that have happened in your life. And again, personal writing, free writing is meant to just be anything that's on your mind at the time where you put your pencil to your paper. You just write for 5 whole minutes today. And again, after I get done talking here, I'm going to play 5 minutes of music for you to keep you, give you a timer. And after that 5 minutes is up, I will check in on you guys. So go ahead and challenge yourself to 5 whole minutes of free writing, and we'll see where that takes you. Good luck. All right, how are you guys feeling after that 5 whole minutes of free writing? I hope it's getting a little bit easier for you guys to share what's on your mind at the time. Again, we're not supposed to be judging ourselves or criticizing or worrying about grammar or punctuation. We are just writing, writing, writing. Now, 5 minutes, that's quite a long time. We started off in week 2 with just 2 minutes of free writing, and now we're over twice as much as that. So again, I hope you guys had a little bit of fun. I hope that it got you warmed up and in that creative mindset and that you are ready to tackle some more creative writing this week. So let's get jumping right into this week's activity. Here we go. So for this week's activity, we're going to need those supplies that I talked about earlier in the video. So your story cubes, your favorite writing utensil, and your composition notebook. And I say favorite, I'm going to go back a second and say favorite writing utensil again, because I'm curious if, like me, if you guys have a favorite writing utensil. I am very much a pen person. This started more when I was in college. I was strictly a pencil user all the way through high school, although in high school I used mechanical pencils because the writing was just a little bit neater and I was really obsessed with having neat handwriting. So yeah, I'm just curious if you guys are finding out that you have a preference over a pen or a pencil. So yeah, just make sure you have all your supplies ready to go for today's activity. I hope you guys had fun with last week's prompt about the magical map that you found in your attic. Again, if you guys want to share your stories with me, go ahead and send me an email. Call me if you have questions or need help. I'm always here at the library to offer you guys assistance if you need it. So this week, we are going to get into the holiday spirit a little bit. So December has a bunch of major holidays, and you could be celebrating one or multiples of those holidays. So the most popular holiday that people usually think of when we think of December holidays is Christmas. So Christmas is, I believe, next Friday on December 25th. And in December, we also have Kwanzaa. So maybe your family celebrates Kwanzaa. And that is from December 26th until January 1st. And does anybody want to take a guess at which holiday has actually already started as of last week and is still going on through this week Friday? Can anybody take a guess of the third major holiday this month? If you guessed Hanukkah, you are right. So, again, no matter what holiday you and your family celebrate, I want you to channel that holiday spirit for our next creative writing prompt that I'm going to give you. So, our prompt for today, and I'm not going to read it quite yet. Again, our prompt for today is around the holidays, and one of the most fun things about creative writing is that as you're writing and you're formulating your story and your characters, you may not realize it, but you are including things about yourself or things that you like. Maybe it's, a character's name or what they do or, where they're going. There's always little tidbits of ourselves in our stories that we write. So again, this week, as you're writing your story, I want you to channel, again, that major holiday, whether it's Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa, and I want you to include some of your family's maybe favorite treats or holiday traditions or something that you wear every holiday season. Try to include little tidbits like that to add some personality to your stories. And the other thing that we're going to do this week is we're not only going to be writing a short story based on the prompt I give you, but I'm also going to challenge each of you to draw a part of our story. So I'm going to read the prompt. The prompt for this week is, you and an adventurous pair of friends decide to travel to a neighborhood made entirely of gingerbread houses. Gingerbread Way. Before long, a house at the end of the first street catches your attention and you must investigate further. All right, so that is the whole prompt. So it's you and 2 of your friends going on this adventure to this entire neighborhood made of gingerbread houses, and you're walking through, and then all of a sudden you guys all see this one house at the end of the street that, again, it catches your attention for some reason, and you all have to go investigate. Now, with this prompt, I want you all to write a story. Write what happens at this house that catches your attention. Why does the house catch your attention? Is there a person or multiple people, or maybe it's a whole family of people living in the house? Maybe it's a bear who wandered in and made this gingerbread house their home. Maybe they've invited all their forest friends. Maybe you love Halloween and you're not such a fan of like Christmas or Kwanzaa or Hanukkah, so you decide there's a wicked witch of the holiday season living in this gingerbread house. It can go all sorts of different directions here. So again, make sure you work on filling out your 5 W's and sometimes H. And can you guys remember what those 5 W's and sometimes H stand for? That's right, we've got who, what, where, when, and why, and sometimes H for how. So start by filling those out, and if you want, you can go ahead and use your story cubes to roll for the different parts of your story. If you needed help, picking an object that your characters find or interact with, or if you are struggling to figure out what catches your attention at the gingerbread house, go ahead and roll some of your different story cubes to figure out those parts. And the fun part that I'm adding on to this week is I want to challenge each of you to write your short story off of this prompt, and I also want you to use your colored pencils to draw the gingerbread house at the end of the street that you and your friends go to investigate. I want you guys, again, to just draw a picture of it. Imagine this house, and I recommend you do this before you write your story. That way you can look at the picture of your gingerbread house and be inspired and write your whole story based around this one cool gingerbread house that caught everybody's attention. And make sure that in your picture you focus on, what about the house catches their attention? Again, is there somebody that lives there that was outside doing something? Is it something on the house? Is it some of the candy that's used to decorate the gingerbread house? Think about all the different things that could be happening on this one property. And just, again, see what you come up with. If you, draw your gingerbread house and then you start writing your story, and halfway through your story you're like, ooh, I don't like my gingerbread house so much, or ooh, I need to add that, then go for it. Again, this is creative writing, and you have the free liberty to do whatever you want and write about whatever you want. So again, try it out, see where it takes you. If you end up starting a story and you're really not liking it so much, go back to square one and try drawing another gingerbread house and starting your story again. Try filling out, some different who, what, where, what, when, why information for your story. If you need some more tips or some help, again, feel free to reach out to me here at the library. I'm always available via email, or you can call me any day before 5 o'clock. And again, just see where the story takes you. Channel that holiday spirit, and next week we will continue on with some more holiday spirit. So again, good luck, and let me know if you guys have any questions. See you next week. Bye.